I'd like to thank the PSC for holding this public hearing. And I'd like to thank the Lansing schools for making sure that we could have it in Lansing, since it is vitally important to our town. As the Lansing Town Supervisor, I am in support of repowering of the Cayuga operating plant. The plant has been in operation in the town of Lansing since 1955. It has been the source of well-paying jobs and contributed substantially to the tax base that funds the operation of the town and the Lansing schools. Presently, taxes paid by the Cayuga operating plant make up 7.36% of taxes the town collects. It is my understanding that Governor Cuomo has instructed the Public Service Commission to take into account the economic impact on the communities in which coal-fired plants reside when deciding to repower them or close them down. Shutting down the Cayuga operating plant would have long-lasting and severe negative effects on Lansing in many areas. At a time when we all should be working together, the nation, the state, the county, cities, towns, and villages, to identify energy alternatives and work towards implementing them, this proposal makes sense. The transition to renewable energy sources will not take place overnight. And I do not believe I will see in my lifetime the elimination of fossil fuels as an energy source. The best we can hope for is a substantial decrease in the use of fossil fuels in the coming years. In order for Lansing to formulate and work on plans to implement technologies that use renewable energy sources, it must be financially able to do so. Grants are available to municipalities to invest in renewable technologies, but these grants never pay for everything. Towns must also contribute money to these projects. Last year, the town received a NYSERDA grant to improve the energy efficiency of its buildings. The town was responsible for the labor needed to put the energy-saving components in place, and also had to contribute $25,000 to the project. We had the money to do this and continue to reap the benefits of having done so. When we looked into putting solar panels on the town hall, it was discovered that the roof could not support the panels without a lot of costly renovation. We want to look for another way to supply the town buildings with solar energy, and when we do, money will be needed to get the job done. This money comes from the taxes that are paid to the town. Closing the Cayuga operating plant would decrease the amount of taxes collected by 7.36%. This in turn would make our efforts to pursue energy alternatives for the town difficult, if not impossible. At this point, it is not entirely clear whether or not the town would in fact have to increase taxes if the plant closes. Lansing residents also pay county taxes, which will be affected by the closing of the Cayuga operating plant. The county will need to tighten its belt, or more than likely, raise taxes for all county residents. Lansing schools are among the best in Tompkins County. People buy and build homes in Lansing so their children can attend Lansing schools. My husband and I chose to purchase a home in Lansing 30 years ago because we wanted the best education possible for our children. The schools have been dealing with a loss of tax revenue from the Cayuga operating plant for over 3 years. Further losses will have serious impact on programming and an increase in school taxes for the residents of Lansing. To be clear, Lansing residents will see an increase in their town, school, and county taxes if the Cayuga operating plant closes. When you consider increased taxes and the inability to take advantage of available grants in many areas, including those aimed at sustainability, Lansing's future should be a concern to all when making these decisions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Dave Evanosky, who will be followed by Carol Chopp.